Hi, everybody. Welcome to this webinar. Today, I will show how to use ARAMS to drastically cut down the editing time that you have when editing your photo shoots. You'll leave this session with practical tools that you can use in your workflows. Today, we're talking about ARAMS. So ARAMS is a desktop application that you can use in your workflow to cull your images and retouch them. So most of photographers probably faced the problem when you go to the photo shoot, you do it, you feel that you do great work, and then you come home only to see that you've taken hundreds of images, maybe thousands, and it's all digital, right? Why care for each shot when you can select from a set? So this is where our journey begins. You have to scroll all the images, going back and forth and selecting the ones that you want to keep. Also, after that, you have to retouch images, and that takes lots of times. So let me show you what you learn. So today we're gonna go over what you can do in ARAMS in terms of culling and what you can do in terms of retouching. And let's go over hold on a second, please. Yeah. So also, I'm sorry, hold on a second. Let me fix one thing. Oops. Okay, yeah. And today I'm gonna show you a demo how you can use ARAMS. And if you wanna follow along, you can download ARAMS from the website. It's completely free. So if you want, you can do that. And while you do that, hold on, I have to check a few things. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So also you can, I think you can find a link in the chat to get free culling credits and also retouching so that you can take a look how this works on your machine. But let's go and answer a few questions. So a few questions that are the most popular questions that I get about ARAMS, whether it's free. So ARAMS is free. You can use it completely free for manual culling and color corrections and other stuff. But if you want, you can use paid functionality such as culling and retouching. We have different options for plugins. You can use them locally or you can use them in the cloud. So that depends on the way how you want to do it. The other question that I usually get is, can I use ARAMS offline? And you can use ARAMS offline for image retouching if you have local plugins. If you'd like to do culling or cloud retouching, you will need connection, internet connection, because the images will go to the server and will be retouched and how to say, they will get like features. So the images have to go to the server, and we don't keep images on the server, so that's completely private. Your pictures go to the cloud and then you get the result and that's it. And also you can use ARAMS as a one-stop where you can cull and edit your images. You don't need to have another editor. You can just use ARAMS for culling, color corrections. You can use them for retouching. Also, you can resize images and export to different formats. So if you have any other questions, I think we're gonna take a look at the chat and let me see.
I think, yeah, for now, there are no questions, and I hope it's clear to everyone what we'll be doing today. So stay tuned. And if you just joined, don't worry, we will send you the recording and all the materials.
So you can use ARAMS for culling, and let me show you how you can work in ARAMS. So to start, you will need to open ARAMS, and then you can create a project. You can create a project by clicking on this button, and you can give it a name and the location. I will use the default, and also I have created my projects already. So once you import your images, and you can import your images using this button, or you can drag and drop them in this area. So as you can see, I have already imported my images, and it's a set of 286. So one interesting thing that you can do in ARAMS is get assisted culling. So for that, you will need to analyze your images. I have already done that just in case I have bad connection, but let me show you how this works and how you can do it. As you can see in the bottom left, you can see a button. It says analysis completed, and it says how many images are analyzed. So here, all of them are analyzed right now. So I don't have to do that. But if I want to do it, I can select my images, and here the button will be active and you can click it, or you can do it manually via context menu here, and you can do analyze. I will analyze 8 images just to show you how long it takes. So you can see that there is progress and that images are being culled. And you can see here that it's pretty fast. It's done already. Okay. So after you've analyzed your images, you can use the power of all those features that AI found on those images. So let me show you a quick way that you can use and powerful one. So here in ARAMS, you can see that we have a smart cull feature. You can use this feature if you want to select a specific amount of images from your set. For example, here I have 200, almost 300 images. And if I want, I can select the amount of images I need. So for example, I need 50 images, and you can see that it has done a great job at culling those images. So also the problem that you may find with this is that sometimes you forget that there's this feature enabled. So make sure you know which filters are applied right now. So if you want to see all images in your project, you can disable this. So this is automatic way of culling your images. So basically you select the amount you want. If you want to do it manually, you can go to image features or face features. So each image has features. So let me show you. If you go in the right side to details, let me move this. And you can see that here we have faces. And here AI finds all the faces that it can on the image. And down here you can see image features. And here will all features that were found will be listed. For example, yeah, so right now maybe it's not that intuitive because it has just numbers, but there's, how to say, there is a way to see some features on your previews. You can hit I, and you can change the way that your previews are displayed. So here you can see that I have right now a mode where I can see all the features that are found on the image. And let's take a look at this one. So as you can see, the bride is looking down, and we can see it here. Can we see it here? No, it's not. Okay, so it's closed eyes. You can see that she has closed eyes, and also it says bad mouth, but that means that her mouth expression is a bit off. And also she has bad eyes. That also says that she has some problems with her eyes in terms of closed or open. Or maybe she's looking in a different direction. Yeah, so after you've analyzed your images, each image will be searched for faces, and each face will be analyzed as well. So as I told you, here are image features that you can use, and here are some face features, for example, as I told you, closed eyes and others. To use those, you can use filters in the left side panel. So here you can open image features and face features. And let's take a look at some features that will be helpful to you. For example, let's take a look at out of focus. We can see that AI found 9 images that have some face in out of focus. So as you can see, this can help you to speed up your culling process, but in some conditions, maybe your photo shoot, maybe you meant that shot to be out of focus. So you can control the way that you cull your images. So if you want, you can, to exclude the images. When you use the eye, you see all the features that have this problem. You see all the images with this problem. But if you use this icon, you will remove all the images. So basically, you can use that to cull your images. Let's take a look at another one. Let's take a look at closed eyes. So AI found 98 images out of 300. So that's basically 1/3. And we can take a look at a few images and see if that's correct. Let me switch to this mode here. It will show just one face. As you can see, we can scroll through images and see that the eyes are actually closed. Yeah, okay. Hold on a second. So when you analyze your images, the AI can mark the best images and find you the features that may be not necessary, like closed eyes or other features. So you can use that to cull your galleries and speed up your workflow. Also, let me see a few of those pictures, maybe to show you some real good examples. So for example, some faces may be cropped like here. As you can see, the bride is not in the shot fully, and you can use cropped face feature to see which images and people are being cropped. Yeah, okay. So let's take a look at what we can filter out and how many images we're gonna get. So I'm gonna select overexposed. I'm gonna select no overexposed images. Okay, not underexposed, not bad pose, not no motion blur. And then I'm gonna go to face features and say that I don't want any cropped images, no bad light, no out of focus, no closed eyes, and maybe bad eyes and bad mouth. So after I've done this, so this is a manual way of using AI assisted culling. So here we have 130 images, and we can take a look. So here you can see that there are similar images right now. Yeah, so basically it removed all the images without those with those features. So let me go over to the next slide. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat about culling. So while I will be answering these three. So how can I filter the bride? You can use, so in ARAMS, there is face detection. So face detection is free. You don't have to use any credits or like you don't have to pay for that. To enable face detection automatically. So when you import your images, all images will be searched for faces. You can enable automatic face search. So when you import your images, all images will be searched for faces, okay, as I told, but you can use this filter here. And this filter basically helps you find people on images. And you can tweak the similarity level to see which result is gonna be better for you. So let's say 30%. And here you can see that right now we have some images with the bride. Right now, probably we need a better similarity level. And once you tweak this, you will be able to find images with specific people, and that's really beneficial because, for example, when you want to find all images with your bride and groom, you can just select one face and then select another one, and it will show images with those people. Also, you can exclude images. For example, you want to see only images, for example, you want to see images without a person, you can do Option and click, and your face will be outlined with red. That means that this person will be excluded from the selection. Yay! Okay, so how can I find shots that weren't selected? So for example, when you use Smart Cull and you select the amount of images that you want to be selected, for example, 70, some images will be omitted. And as I told you, you have to know that you use this feature. If you want to select other photographs, you can use manual rating to override all your, so that you can override what AI did. For example, you can see that some images have a rating here. So let me explain this part. After AI has done analysis, it detects certain features, and based on those features, each image will get assigned rating. So here you can see that AI assigned a rating, and you can see that it says rating was set automatically. And here you can see that 3.5 stars, basically, like, yeah, so 3.5 stars. And for example, if you don't like that AI has given this rating, you can override it using keyboard shortcuts from 1 to 5. For example, if you like this shot, you can just press 5 and it will have this rating. And then when you enable Smart Cull, this image will be in your selection. Also, we have a gift for our viewers, and if you'd like to try, you can get the credits via the link or the QR code. Dinara, do we have any questions about?
Yeah, we do. We have some questions, and some of them are answered in the chat. But I think for those who's watching us in the recording, it's worth to answer those. So, question number one regarding credits. Do we always have to buy credits in order to analyze the images?
Yes, so if you'd like to analyze your images, you will need to have credits for culling. You can use manual culling, but in order for AI-assisted culling, you will need some credits, yes. You can buy those separately in a pack, or I think you can get them in a subscription.
Now, basically, the starter pack costs $20 and it comes with 100 professional retouches. So you can do any kind of professional retouching and more than, I think it's 4,500 smart culling credits. So those you can use for AI. And then there was one more question. Does ARAMS need to upload the raw files to analyze the images? Or it's done locally? Just one more time, if it's done online or offline, and which part requires internet?
So if you'd like to analyze your images, it will be done in the cloud. A small preview will be sent to the cloud and will be analyzed. So it's not raw file, it's not like full resolution image. It's just a small preview that is sent to the server in order to do the analysis.
So for the analysis, we need internet.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And for retouching, I guess we will cover it in a moment because I guess now we are going to get to the next part.
Yay. Okay, so yeah, let me change. So the problem, you have tens, hundreds, or maybe thousands of images that you'd like to retouch, and that can take lots of time. So for example, for me, if I retouch an image, I can spend like 10, 15, or maybe 30 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm not like a super professional retoucher, but I understand the basics and I know what I want. but usually it takes lots of time per one image. And here we can automate this process by using AI retouching plugins. So let me show you how you can use those plugins to your advantage. So here I have a shot of a bride, and I will go to this tool here, not this one. So retouching. Let's go over the basics. So you can retouch your images locally or in the cloud. For this demonstration, I will use local plugins. So I will select heal. Let me zoom in and see what imperfections I have. So I think here I don't need any healing. Healing just removes pimples. For example, maybe it will remove this part, and this part, but I think it's okay. Mattifier will remove oily skin and will mattify the skin. So here she has makeup and she doesn't have any problems because the lighting is kinda flat. So I will skip this one. I will use Dodge and Burn because it will be really great for evening out the lighting on the skin. I will not use skin tone. I will use portrait volumes to add some volumes after Dodge and Burn. I will set it to 50 per. I will set it here. Skin mask, white teeth, and eye vessels. So here I see that I can use some to remove these eye vessels in her eyes. And after that, you have a few options. So if you'd like to, okay, so many people, when they use ARAMS, they have a question. Why I don't see any feedback when I drag the slider? So this is because you will need to generate layers for your image. Basically, you will need to retouch, and each retouch will take 1 credit if you are doing it in the cloud. But if you are doing it locally, you can just press it and it will be done in a few seconds. So let's try it. When you try to make a retouch preview, you will see that this dialog where it says that JPEG preview is enabled. So maybe let's skip this one and I'll come back to it later. So let's click create, and we're gonna wait like, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds for this to complete. And after that, we're gonna see how it's turned out. Let's wait. And as you can see, okay, so I forgot to tell. So here in the right sidebar, we have human and we have product. So I selected human because I would like to retouch the skin. So it's done. Let's see how it worked. And you can see this icon here. You can toggle it, hold it, and see the before and after. As you can see, it's done a great job with skin and eyes. Overall, the texture is kept, so you don't lose your texture. It doesn't look plasticky. It looks clean and professional. And the best advantage of these plugins is that you can keep consistent look throughout your images. It doesn't matter how many of them. It's just consistent. As you can see here, yeah, maybe zoom out and see. Yeah, it's done some work on her arms as well. So I don't know, maybe it took 20 seconds for this to complete and it's really fast. Let's take a look at another image. And while I do this, let me show you some cool ways you can filter your images. So here I set some color labels to each image so that I know which images I can use for my export, for example. And here I will choose green because I already prepared some images. And let's take a look, for example, at, so we already had portrait, but here I can see that there are some imperfections that I can use heal for. So let's enable heal, mattifier, no, dodge and burn, maybe some skin tone, portrait volumes. Okay, sorry about that. Skin mask. Boom. Okay, I think this is perfect. Let's retouch. Let's create a retouch preview again. And while it's retouching, let's answer a few questions from the chat about retouching if we have some. Let me check. When will you add? So I see a question about stray hair, and you can use stray hair right now in ARAMS if you have it installed locally. Right now, I don't have it installed locally, but if you have bought it and you installed it, you can use it. When it comes to eyeglass glare removal, I cannot answer this one. Maybe somebody can help me in the chat. Let's come back. So let's take a look. Before, after. As you can see, Portrait Volumes did some work on her lips as well, on her arm. And let's zoom in a bit and see what Hild did. So as you can see, it looks really nice and consistent. Let's go over a few more images and maybe let's take a look at this one. Usually males don't need that much retouching, but let's use dodge and burn here, just a touch. Because if we do it too much, it's gonna look a bit off. Okay, so maybe portrait volumes. Usually males don't need that as much, but let's try. Okay. Oh, and okay, and it's fast. Zoom in. So I think it's done a bit, it's retouched a bit too much, as you can see here. So when you do a retouch preview, you can adjust the sliders to your liking, how you would like to see this image retouched. So let's take a look how each slider affects the image. So for example, dodge and burn, it removes this part, and maybe you don't have to overdo it, otherwise it will look a bit artificial. Let's take a look what portrait volume does. Okay, so it adds volume, and maybe when you go over too much, it's gonna look weird. So let's dial it back a bit. So let's take a look whether it was effective. Not that effective because males don't need that much retouching. But if you have somebody in the event, for example, who has a red face or some other problems, you can use some of the plugins to eliminate the problems. The other thing that I would like to tell you is that you can adjust these sliders, and then you can save them to a preset to apply to a gallery. So let's do a batch export, and let's come to this image and just enable all plugins and then dial every plugin individually so that we can see what it's done. So I will omit skin mask just to make it a bit easier for the explanation. Okay, so I've selected all these plugins, and let me go to product and let me do clean backdrop and fabric. Let's see if it can help remove these wrinkles. Let's try it out. And while it's doing its job, let's see what we have in the chat. I don't see a chat.
Well, I think I can help you here. So that was a request for a new feature. So you already mentioned the hair thing, and then there is also one more about the others. But here is the first question from George. If there is any way using heal or modifier to add to the mask manually.
Where can I find this question? Or can you say it again?
1133. Oh, okay. Is there a way using heal or modifier, for example, to add to the mask manually? So it's probably about like removing automated parts of the mask. Is it possible?
So I don't understand the question completely, but if you have a skin mask, you can use the checkbox only skin, and heal and mattifier and some other plugins will be applied only to the areas that you selected. So for example, only skin. You can also check other local plugins and see what options it has. Usually it's only skin, but I think in dust, okay, it has exclude eyes, so that it doesn't work on the eyes. But yeah, I
Okay.
don't know if it answers the question.
All right, let us know if we should clarify it a bit more in the chat. One more question from Laura. So from a raw file, as soon as you click export, it is transformed to a JPEG, correct? As I remember, you can export files from ARAMS in different formats, right?
Yeah, so let me find this question because I will have to clarify one part. Can you somehow
I'll
check
send
the,
it. Sure, sure. Here you go.
yeah. So from a raw file, as soon as you click export, it's transformed to a JPEG, correct? And there's like two sides of this question. So there's the import side and there's the export side. So for example, when you import the image into ARAMS, you have two options. You can use embedded JPEGs inside raw files, and they will be used for all retouching, color corrections, and they will be used for export. So that means that when you use JPEG preview, you will have some like color profile that is assigned by your camera. And the other option is to use default ARAMS, default preview generation in ARAMS. So I can show you how you can choose like what to use. So let me show you this quickly. So you go, let me do it a bit slowly. So you go to settings here. You can go to the bottom right, click on the icon. And in general, here, you have to scroll down and you will see that you have an option to use embedded JPEGs. So you can either toggle this on or off. So here for me, it's on, so it will be using the embedded JPEG. But you will have to check like how you like the colors from embedded and JPEGs generated by ARAMS, and then you can decide what to use. So this is the first side of the question, and the second one is how you export your images. Uh, Images in ARMS can be exported to JPEGs, PNGs, and TIFF with layers. So you can use a TIFF, and also you can keep, but that's just like keeping the file format that you had before. So I hope this answers your question.
Right, great. And there are two more questions in the chat. So the last two, I can send it to you now, and I'll just read it through. So for those who's watching recording, they can just follow along. So what happens when there are two people in the image and one has a mole that should not be removed, while the other has a terrible acne? So what does heal function do in this case?
So, okay, so right now heal will work the same on everybody on each face. So right now it will remove pimples and it will remove the mole. But I'm not sure. Let me check the plugin. We're gonna have an update where the plugin will have a different slider where you can select how much you want to affect moles. So in the future, that problem will be fixed by this update. But right now, at this point in time, it will retouch everybody the same. Also, in future updates, I don't know when, but it's gonna be pretty soon. We're gonna have retouching by females and males, so you can retouch different genders. And right now, also you can see that if you go here to details and then to faces, you can see that each face has assigned gender. And here you can see as well, oops, you just have to get a tooltip. So later, when we have that functionality, we will also have individual retouching. So you will be able to set settings for each person, and each person, you will be able to select a person and adjust the plugins, how much you want to affect each person, because maybe you want to retouch the bride, but you don't want to do like heavy retouching on guests. So that will be available in future updates. And I can see another question in the chat. Yeah, but hold on. Let's remove this filter and come back to the image that we retouched. And let me do the batch export, and then I'm gonna come back to the questions. So a reminder, an update. So we selected all plugins and retouched the image with all plugins. So let's take a look and adjust the sliders so that we can do a batch export. So let's take a look at heel and what it's doing. So we can see here that our bride and groom don't have any acne, they have moles. So right now, as I said, this version of heel doesn't have any way to adjust the sensitivity for moles. So right now I will just turn it off. Also, I have a mattifier, and as you can see, the lighting is pretty flat, and there is not much contrast, and there is no oily skin, or like there's no reflections in the skin. So it doesn't do a good job. It just makes the image even flatter. So I will turn it off as well. Let's take a look at Dodge and Burn. So it's doing like some work, but here we cannot see that much because it's not a close-up and it's not a portrait. But let's keep it on its default setting. And also you can set every slider to default by double clicking on it. Let's take a look skin tone. So here we can see that it's doing some work. As you can see here, for example, let me zoom in. You can see that her hand is a bit blue, and you can see that skin tone just is evening out the skin tone. Maybe I will not do 100% because it's touching her makeup as well. I don't want to take out her makeup. Oopsie. Okay, let's take a look at portrait volumes. As we can see, it does a bit too much, especially on the male, on the groom. Let's dial it a bit. And white teeth. I don't think we have any teeth in those pictures, but let's keep it at a minimum. Eye vessels, we saw that she had eye vessels here, but okay, maybe I should have chosen another image, but let's keep it going. Okay, eye brilliance. As you can see, eye brilliance will brighten up the eyes. We don't want that much. Oops. We don't want that much. Okay, and let's take a look at clean backdrop. And let's take a look at the floor, whether it's done some. Okay, as we can see, it's removed some dirt from the floor, and it's not noticeable here. Let's see. Let's take a look at what fabric did. So fabric worked on our flowers, and it's not nice. And here you can use exclude skin. So I think it's not what I want. I want to exclude other parts. Let's disable it here. And once you've done adjusting your plugins the way you want, you can use them as a preset. And also let me show you real quick that you can use color correction here. You can do some basic color correction if you want. You can adjust temperature, exposure, contrast, and all the usual suspects. But I will reset everything here and will come here, and I would like to create a preset, or even better, let me show you a better way. You can do Control C, and you can select all your images with Control A or Command A, and you can use Command V to paste the settings in your images, and they will be copied. But make sure that you know that the settings at this point will be overwritten, so there is no undo functionality. So you can use this. For example, let me insert all the settings, and they were copied. Yeah, so this is the first way that you can apply your settings to all images. The other way is to create a preset, and let's create it real fast. So just click create preset, give it a name, and you just created a preset. Then you select all your images and just click on the preset, and the settings will be copied to each image as well. But you will be able to keep this preset if you want to use it later. And right now, let's do export for all those images. Maybe let's switch to cloud so that we can see how long it's gonna take for the cloud. And it's gonna be 8 images. When you click export, you have different options that you can choose. You can choose the photos you want to export. I'm gonna go with 8 pictures that are selected, but you can use other options here. I'm gonna choose export location. Right now, it says that I have to select a folder, but I can do the original files folder and put them in subfolder, for example, retouched. And I wanna add them to the current projects so that I can see them here in ARAMS, and we'll show you them side by side to you later. You have options for image sizing if you want. I will not use this because I don't need it. And also, I can select the format that I want to use. Somebody asked about whether they can use TIFF with layers to use in other editors, I guess. Yes, so you can use TIFF with layers, and let's take a look how long it's gonna take. So it's 49 minutes right now. And let's take a look at some questions in the chat.
Definitely, let's do. We have quite a few, and there is one more suggestion regarding the tax rate for culling credits for local users, because lots of our users purchased all of the plugins for retouching that you just showed, and they're curious how did they get the credits. Yes, we will just pass it to the team and see what we can do about it. But the question was regarding face make and color match. Dmitry, do you think we can cover these questions?
Probably yes, but I'm not
All
sure.
right, let's
Let's
try.
read the question.
All right, so question from Andy. Can you describe color match really how it works? Is it possible to use color correction for a whole project, not just for one picture? So
Yes,
color match and color correction. Mhm.
so we use color correction for home. Yes, so you can make a preset, as I told you. You can let me move the chat. So you can select your image and you can adjust the color correction the way you want. You can adjust exposure, temperature, tint, and you can apply all those settings to other images. So basically, yes, you can apply your color correction to the whole project, to the whole gallery. So that's not a problem. So let's go to the color match. Right now, I don't have color match installed, but if I had color match installed, I would be able to select a reference in color match using, let me show you. So some plugins you can open with, you can open to say a standalone plugin. So here you can see settings. I cannot use settings right now because there is an expert. But if you don't have the export in progress, you can click settings and you can select the reference you want, and then you can copy the settings from this image to other images, or you can create a preset, I guess, and it will be moved to other images. Maybe I'm a bit wrong here, but I think it's gonna work this way. And also in future updates, we're gonna have color match inside ARAMS. If you have a subscription, or if you had some retouching packs that you bought, you will be able to use color match inside ARAMS. I hope that answers the question. And maybe I should explain, yes, how color match works. So basically you get a reference and then AI will try to match your image to the reference. Yeah, so I think also the question that was in the chat was about layers, and let me answer it a bit better. So yes, you can export your image to layered TIFF, and then you can use that to edit those layers inside Photoshop, for example. So if you have a TIFF, you can just click and open an external app and use Photoshop. Right now, I don't have Photoshop installed, so I will not be able to show you, but you have default editors that will be here. And you will be able to edit the image, the layers, and then save it in Photoshop and then come back. So this way you can remove the mole that you wanted to keep. You can paint the mask and take the mole back to life. So I hope that answers that question. And let's go and see how long it took for the cloud export. So it took 5 minutes for 8 images. So 5 minutes. So it's quick, 8 images. And let's take a look side by side at how it looked before and after. And also probably I will have to select all images that I have layers for so that I don't see a retouched image. If you'd like to reset the plugins settings, you can do so here. Reset plugin settings, just click it and all sliders will be set to default. And now we are ready to see the images before and after, rather after and then before. Okay, let's zoom in and see how it worked. So maybe I can do it in a better way, because you can see that it's loading an image and we cannot see a good side by side. Let me just move these images real quick. Let me give you a quick tip. So here in navigation, you can see all folders that you have. So here I have retouched inside the love story. So that's what I said when I was exporting my images. And I would like to see all images side by side, but maybe just in default viewer. And I can move those images to a folder. Let's go love. Hey, hold on a second. So let's try it again. I moved it to the same folder. Move images to another folder, new folder, before, after. Let's go. And I can open this folder in Explorer. And let's see. Oh, hold on. How do I move all this? Hold on a second. Okay. Let me find the folder. Okay. So here we can see the before and after. I hope that this is big enough. Okay, let's go to the next image. We can see that it's doing some work on her skin. Let's go to another one. Yeah, okay. So it's doing like consistent work, and it's not overdoing because we adjusted the sliders, we adjusted the plugins to not affect the image that much. So this is the problem that many photographers face when they try to use AI plugins to retouch, because images start to look really plasticky and artificial. So you have to look out for this. And as you can see, we've done a good job at, maybe not with this one, because here it's a bit over retouched, but you can adjust again the sliders for each image individually. So I showed you a batch expert, and basically batch expert had just one setting for each image and the same settings for each image. But you can do individual adjustments for each image. So here I would do dodge and burn less, and I would do portrait volumes less. So it would be affecting the groom less. As you can see here, it's a bit too much, so look out for this. Let's take a look at a few more. And okay, it's nice. Oops. As you can see, it removed some wrinkles on his shirt, but not much, because I set low, I think, value on the slider. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I think we talked about how credits work. So basically, when you want to export your image, you can do it either locally or in the cloud. I'm sorry, I think I confused a bit. You can retouch images locally and in the cloud. So if you want to retouch images in the cloud, one image will deduct one credit. So this is how credits work. You can get them in a pack or you can get them in a subscription. I talked briefly about formats, but ARAMS supports most of the common file image formats like PNG, JPEGs, what else, and other formats, and it supports RAW. So you can import your RAW files. Yeah. And for export, there's export available to JPEG, PNG, and TIFF with layers. And how long it takes to process, we can take a look here. And for 8 images, it took 5 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, 6 minutes. So 8 images, 6 minutes. It's less than a minute for each.
And we got a question now in the chat from Laura. After batch export, we edit just a few photos maybe. Do I need to export the entire project again? Or how do I know which photos I retouched again? The last question in the chat.
So if I understand this question correctly, you just exported your images and then you want to do the settings adjustments. So I'm a bit confused here. So let me explain a bit about batch processing. So there's export side and there's retouching side. So you can retouch your images with this button that will do the retouch preview. And that means that no export will happen. The plugins will be applied to the image and you will be able to see in real time how the plugins work. So when you've done that, let's do this real quick. Let's do just heal. Okay, and let's do retouch preview. And okay, and so it has been retouched. Hold on a second, please. Yeah. Okay, so you can generate previews, retouch previews for each image. And when you're ready to do the export, so for example, you were doing some manual adjustments on each image because you didn't like how the preset was working on each image, for example, here on the male, because you have done too much because the plugins overdone the image. And you will come to this image and adjust the settings. And when you've done that, you will be able to export your images. And when you do the export, ARAMS will try to see if you've generated the layers before. So if you have spent 1 credit, for example, you have selected, okay, sorry about that. So we have local and we have cloud. Let's take a look at local because it's gonna be a bit easier. So when you do local retouch preview, and when you want to export after, ARAMS will try to see whether you had those plugins applied, and if you had them applied, it will just use them and export your image. But for example, if you just apply the preset and you haven't clicked this button, you will still be able to export, but the export will happen and it will be converted to a file. So you will not be able to export the same image. No, I think it's a bit complicated. Let's go for the cloud because I think this is the question about that concerns this the most because I think it's like cost sensitive. So for the cloud, when you've generated previews and all your plugins were applied, and you hit export with the same settings, you will not be charged a credit for the export. You can do as many exports as you want if you've done retouch preview before. But if you haven't done retouch preview for the image and you try just to export it with the settings here, it will use a credit each time you export. So if you want to export multiple times, you will just use retouch preview, get your layers, and then export as many times as you want. I'm sorry, it was a bit complicated, but I think it's clear. Thank you.
All right, maybe Dmitry, you can cover the one about the credits. I guess it's one of the hottest questions.
Yeah, so let me explain it again, but better. So you have cloud retouching and you have credits that will be used for each retouch. So when you use retouch preview, for example, let's take a look at this image. And if you've selected all your plugins that you want to apply, you can hit retouch preview and the plugins will be applied to the image and the layers will be created and saved inside ARAMS. The main point, if you click retouch preview and then try to export, you will not be charged additional credits after that. So that means that you can do as many exports as you want. But if you haven't done retouch preview and you try to export, you will be charged 1 credit for each export because each export will try to generate new layers and will try to apply plugins to that image. So you have 2 options. You can use either retouch preview and then do multiple exports, or if you're certain that you don't need the layers and you can do it just with export, you can do export and spend just 1 credit. Yeah. Maybe so. Yes, somebody's Laura is saying that if you forget step 2, you pay again. Kinda, yeah, but also you can generate layers for multiple images at the same time. So, for example, if you know the images that you want to retouch, you just select your images, and then you apply the settings that you want. Also, you can see that there is multi-editing functionality. You can see that there's a range, maybe the compression will not show this, but you can select plugins for those images and hit retouch preview. And all 4 images will get layers so that you can export them later as many times as you want, I think.
All right. So if you don't have any questions, Dmitry, do you have anything else that you'd like to share before we finish?
Yeah, so maybe I'd like to tell you that you can use ARAMS in different ways, and you can use the features. You can use paid features and you can use free features. So let me show you just a powerful way to manually cull your images. So it's gonna take a few minutes. So Let's go to the whole, to this folder. Let me remove this filter. So right now, we are working on design and user experience, and I know that we have changed a bit too much, but let me explain a bit what have changed. So here you can see that before this was a filtering panel where you could filter and sort your images. And right now, some of the basic filtering options are moved to this drop down, not drop down, but how to say, area. So here you have the option to filter all your selected images, flagged images. For example, here you have flagged image, you can unflag it, and you can filter using those. You can use filters, a filter for rating, and you can use arrange to select what you want. Also, you can use manual color labels. You can change the preset, and you can use shortcuts to optimize your workflow. So for rating, you can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to set your rating. Also, to set your flag, you can use just the interface here or some shortcuts. You can look them up in the settings, and also you can select color labels. After that, you can just filter out what you want. You can filter out formats, and you can filter out by time. So most of the basic filters, they went here. So I think it's a bit confusing for some people, but I just wanted to let you know. Also, sorting options are here and grouping options. So if you want to group your images, you still have this option here. You just have to enable it and then select the similarity level. And as a nice update, we have a way to see your image strip in vertical and horizontal. Later, we'll add much more powerful grouping tools that will be used with these two, how to say, viewing modes. Yeah, so I think that's what I wanted to share with you.
I hope this demo today helps. If not, feel free to text. We are there. Our support, real support with real humans, is always there to help you with any issues you might have. And yep, the recording will be sent tomorrow, as well as all the links and useful information we shared today. Thank you for coming, and thank you, Dmitry, for sharing.
Thank you so much.
See you guys soon.